Hello, FlyJSim fans. Pilot Wannabe here, and it's been a long time since I've made a video, but today I felt motivated to do a short little test. And here we are on the ground at the Ottawa Gatineau Airport, within 10 nautical miles of downtown Ottawa, Canada. And it's really cold today. So we're flying with real weather. It is minus 20, and the winds are from the west at 2:30 at 7 knots. So, not bad. Almost straight down our runway. And I did a preliminary density altitude calculation, and we were at minus 4,900 feet. Our elevation here is 211 feet above sea level, and the density altitude right now is about minus 4,900 feet. So we're going to see how this Cessna 172 climbs and performs in such conditions. All right, I am flying, pardon me, the Airfoil Lab Cessna 172. And yeah, that's my favorite livery. I think it looks cool. And that's it. Cessna 172, I think everybody's familiar with the performance and can agree that it is reflective, with some wiggle room, I guess, of the real aircraft. So let's jump inside. And we're pretty much good to go. We have got our density our altimeter set at 3048. Our elevation is about 211. It is minus 20. And we're facing north right now, but that's one thing I keep forgetting to do is the setting the digital gyro. Okay, so we are tracking north at 359. So let's take care of that first. That looks like right about 1000, and one to the left, 359. Okay, we're going to take off to the west. And we are going to climb like a Dickens towards the Ottawa VOR, which is a frequency of 114.6. And normally when we take off out of here to the west, we are going to be climbing out at about 26, on a heading of 265, or on the radial, 265 radial, sorry. Okay, so we're good that way, and it's not going to warm up very fast at all, so hopefully a little taxi action will get that going. All right, so there we go, and let's go flaps 10 degrees. Yep, liking that. And, well, do a little test there, and we can see the shadow, getting our free and clear movement. Pardon me. All right, let's skip all the rules. Well, not all of them, most of them. All right, let's get this thing taxiing. Okay. Whew. And while we're here, let's just pause for a second and make sure that we are on the experimental flight model. Yes, we are. Love that thing. Love that thing. All right, here we go. Moving on out. And I find more than ever you have to use differential braking. Anything other than going almost straight ahead. Alright, that's alright. Okay, I wish our engine was warmed up a little bit more than it is. Okay. Whew. That 7-knot wind sure is pushing us around. Alright, so we're going to get some good performance by getting that engine warmed up a little bit more. So let's bring it on up to 1800 RPM. And we're going to go full on the mixture. Alright, so there we are at 1800. I'm sure that'll help it warm up a little bit. And left mag, slight drop. Back to both. And we're going to test the right mag. Less than 100 drop. Back to both. And we're going to pull up power. And she should still idle. And she does. and it's slightly more warmed up, but strictly speaking, it is in the green. All right, so let's go. So clear on the right, hopefully. Kind of looks that way. Clear on the left. I do have that new traffic global going on, but there's almost nothing going on here, per se. All right. Wow, look at those frames I'm getting. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm getting 71 frames right now. That's crazy for me. Unbelievable. I think it's because there's not a cloud in the sky right now. Also, I've made some significant upgrades since any previous video of mine. Let's look toward Ottawa. There, we have some aircraft flying around. Traffic global, so I'll turn that off. Okay, head in the game. All right, so lights, camera, action. Landing lights on, taxi lights on, strobe lights on, and pitot heat can come on. Our trim wheel is not active. Okay, there it is. Okay. Yeah. Oh, just to recap, since the last video, I just let you know I have an i7 4790K, but it had the original cooler on it, which was apparently pretty lame. So I put a really good one on it, and I also upgraded the video card to GTX 1660 Ti. It was a very economical, powerful upgrade, about 300 and some dollars Canadian, 330 I think Canadian, and the combination of that plus overclocking it with the UTX facility at 4.7 gigahertz, it is running cool as a cucumber, I gotta tell ya. And so I've been able to crank my settings a wee bit, and here's what they are, and yeah, is great. I wish I could go all the way on the world objects, but oh well, it's pretty good. Okay, so with that said, let's release the brakes and give her some power. And the wind is coming from 230 and we're at 270 right now. And I always like to practice my short field takeoffs. So at 40 knots, lift the nose and then let it fly off the ground. Let the nose down, but oh my god, look at that climb power. All right. Look at this, 1,000 feet, and I'm holding it down at 80 knots. I'm pushing forward. That's crazy. Okay, I gotta bring up the flaps now because we're at 400 feet almost above the ground. Okay, so we're gonna canter to the left a little bit. Whew. Do we ever get pushed? Okay. Yeah, look at that scenery. That's I'll have to come back to that later. Did a little upgrade, and it makes all the land classes look great, and with very easy on the frames. Very easy on the frames. Makes everything look good everywhere. All right. So I'm going to try to climb out at 90 knots. We're almost there. I'm going to lower the nose a little bit, and we're going to see how far we can go. How fast we can climb trimmed at 90. Pardon me. All right, so we're pretty much there. And look at that, 1,300, 1,400 almost, I guess, maybe. Got to lower the nose a bit. Look at her go. So it's like 1,000 to 1,300 feet. Oh, it's coming back up a little bit. Call it solid 1,100 feet. We're at 2,000 feet already. That is crazy. I love it. Now that's performance. The airframe is performing. The engine is overperforming. It's all good. I should lean it a little bit. I usually do at 2,000 feet. There we go. Yeah, I've climbed out of here on cold days before. But, wow. Okay, so this is our distance from the Ottawa VOR. It's 14 miles from the runway, but 14 and a half miles from the edge of the runway. And we're going to be at 3,000 feet really quick, which is the assigned climb out altitude. Still at 90 knots, and there we are at 2,900 feet. We're going to lower that nose almost abruptly. Hey, that was pretty smooth. Better pull out the power now. And she still wants to climb, nosing her over. As she accelerates. Now I wonder what speed she'll top out at. And the wind's pushing us to the left too. Alright, let's bring her back. And trimming forward, holding the nose forward gently. And look at that speed come up. We're over 120 indicated right now. Okay. That's crazy. This is what I usually do. I have it at about 3/4 power right now, lever action wise. So in 4 miles, we got to 3,000 feet. Less than 4 miles, we got to 3,000 feet. That's crazy. The Ottawa VOR is out here, 14 miles from the edge of the runway. This river is, well, from the river to the VOR is about 5.7 miles nautical. All right, so we're at about 130 indicated right now. And we were flying into a 7-knot wind at the ground. What am I looking at? Our ground speed is 115. 100. Yeah, we're really cooking. So I'm going to open her up full throttle. Hopefully we'll manage to keep it in the red. I mean, from the red zone. All right, gotta nose her down some more. We're getting too much lift from the added speed. Look at that. All right. The faster we go, the faster the prop will spin. So, yeah, there we go. We're pulling her back a little bit. And let's lean her a little bit more. I don't think we're in the red zone. All right, look at that. 140 knots indicated, level flight 3,000 feet. That is density altitude, or pressure density. All right, so we're going to conclude this little test by whipping back around, taking her in for a landing. All right, so let's try to hold this 3,000 feet. Now, normally on a VOR approach to the Ottawa Airport, Ottawa Gatineau Airport, at 3 miles from the VOR, we descend to 2,400 feet. We're way past 3 miles. And when we get to 5.6 miles, we can descend down to 2,400 feet. But with the experimental flight model, slow flight is awesome. I don't know how realistic it is, but if you're patient, it can really work for you. All right, so let's tune in our reciprocal course of 085 degrees. Okay. Oh, overshot it. There's 85. All right. And we are 7.7 nautical. So we're like halfway to the runway. We're halfway there. All right, so we are going to fly mostly north until we intercept the VOR, and then we're going to take her on down slow flight wise. Now we're already at 90 knots. I'm going to trim so that it's stable. I don't have to fight it so much. Okay, we're flying due north now, and that needle is coming in. All right, let's see what we can see over here. Oh yeah, there's our runway right here. And we're slowing down a lot. All right, let's give her back some power. All right, there's our needle. Let's start our turn. We're just under 3,000 feet. Let's give it a full 20 degrees of bank, healthy turn. me. And there's our runway. Now we are way high. So let's pull out a little power, let the nose down, put in first notch of flaps, and we have to trim that nose forward. And we are in the safe range now to go second notch of flaps. Okay, we are at flaps 20. We are going to trim forward and hold the nose forward. Okay, and we're going to keep doing that. And now we're going to pull out all of our power. Right, so if we hold 80 knots, we're descending at 600 feet, 650. Okay, but that's not enough. So we're going to pitch up so we can slow down some more temporarily, because this only works when you're really slow. Alright, so now our forward speed is really low. Okay, 70 knots, and we're going to go full right rudder and left aileron. Okay, and we're still in the green zone, so to speak, airspeed wise. And if we just hold it and be patient, you know what? We're not working with the wind properly. Let's reverse it. Full left rudder. And, well, we mostly got a tailwind. That's why this isn't working so well. But if we're patient, okay, so we're at 60 knots right now, just over 60 knots. And we're descending at 600 feet a minute and picking up a little bit. Now, it may not seem much, but if you're patient and you hold this, you're coming down at a good clip, because our forward speed is not very much at all. And it would be better if you're doing this into the wind. It would be much, much, much more effective. But we're going to continue like this. Okay, full in on the mixture right now. And we're going to let it work for us. Maybe we'll even let the speed build up a little bit, because I think we might get extra descent rate out of it. More to our benefit, so to speak. Alright, so there we are at 70 knots. Yeah, I don't think this is working so much. So we're going to go over to the left more. We're going to put the runway more to our right so we could dip our wing more effectively. We got two whites, so we're high, and we're working with a 7-knot tailwind. Now I have no idea how density altitude is playing with this. I haven't experimented in this scenario very much. All right, I still got the full left rudder in. And so we started that at about 7-8 miles from the VOR out of the 14. So we're doing all of this within 6 miles, coming down from 3,000 feet. Now we've shed 2,000 of that. We're at 1,000 feet right now. So we're still high by most standards. And I still got full left rudder in. And I think we've got plenty of time to make it there. And have a nice comfortable landing. Maybe I'll put in a couple gentle S-turns like this, and then cross control, switch it up the other way. Oh, this is sweet. Picture's looking better and better all the time. So let's check where our trim is. Oh, look at that, it's like set for takeoff. That's great. And we don't have to do anything, just have to add power and straighten up. And remember, we got about a 7-knot tailwind. Alright, I'm starting to add back some power. And rudder's neutral. Trimming down. Taking out the power. Alright, we are golden. Look at this. Alright, let's see if I can hold the center line this time. So slight tailwind. All the power's out. We're going to coast, raise the nose, raise the nose. We're going to let the ground surprise us. Look at that. Butter. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I don't care about the new Microsoft Flight Simulator coming out. This is as good as it gets. And let me tell you, 60 bucks US and you've got X-Plane 11. You can get so many quality airplanes that are free. So many. You can get free scenery and textures that are of a high quality, like this. I didn't pay for any of this. And that's exactly what the Gatineau Tower looks like. This is something extra. All right, so let's come to a stop here. Woo. Let's try to keep her normal. Yeah. All right, let's bring that RPM back up. And let's go lean it for ground operations. Parking brake is on. Landing lights off. Strobe lights off. And let's raise those flaps. Okay, let's go check out that landing. All right, let's back it up a little bit. Okay, and let's see how it looked coming down from a distance. All right. That's not what I had in mind. Oh well. Let's just go cut to the landing. There we go. All right, let's speed that up a little bit. All right. My first video in 2 years, and I got a buttery landing. I love it. Look at that. Well, the other one said minus 39. This one says minus 78. I do know on replays, this keeps changing. So, who knows what to believe, but it did feel sweet, gotta say. Alrighty then. Well, thank you for joining me on this initial foray back into making videos. I hope you enjoyed it. I plan to do many more in the future, and some longer full flight videos. I have a bunch of new aircraft. Love flying them all. And I've been back on Pilot Edge once in 2 years. Oh, actually twice. I made mistakes both times. I'm looking forward to getting better, and maybe you can follow along with me on that adventure. So until that time, as Pilot Wannabe saying, have a great day. Bye for now.